What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Shred Show live. I can't tell you how excited I am. There's a lot of people that I've met over the years who literally I'm friends with. They're leaders, they're incredible people. And then you meet someone every once in a while who changes your life, and they're also changing other people's lives. And Kyle is one of those people for me. He has had such a profound impact on my life personally and
Come on.
so many of your lives out there. I am truly humbled and honored to have him on the Shred Show today. And we're going to be talking about some things that are going to make you rethink so many aspects of what you are doing and how you continue to grow, how you continue to achieve your goals and your dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? It is time to shred. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know him, you're probably living under a rock because this man is everywhere and in everything right now. And like I said, he's literally changing lives. You see him on stage, you hear him at your local events, and he is just continuing to inspire, to motivate, and lead from the front, making us rethink how we are working, how we are doing our day-to-day. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kyle Draper. What's up, brother?
Josh, you are an incredible hype man. So let me tell people what I love about you. You and I were internet friends far before we ever met in real life. And even before we were internet friends, like I watched you from afar for a while. And you see these people that you go, man, that there's no way that person can have that much energy in real life. Like they've got to be kind of like putting on a front for the camera and like turning into this personality. And bro, you are the real deal. Everything I've ever seen from you online is everything I've experienced alongside you when we're at events together. And so, man, I love you. I'm so appreciative for you, and I'm honored to be on the Shred Show.
Well, dude, I cannot thank you enough for the kind words. I truly appreciate it. There are certain people you come across in your life that you're like, are they really that way? And you're that same. You are the most humble, you're the most giving, and you're truly thoughtful when it comes to you're a servant leader. You're always out there giving your time. And in this recent book or series of books that you're putting out, and you're not just stopping at 3. I hear there are many more in the works that you're going to continue to change lives with, and we're going to be chatting about one of them today. But honestly, Kyle, before we get into it, like you said, you and I were internet friends far before we actually met in person, and now you're having such an impact not only in the mortgage industry, you're having an impact in so many industries. I want people, again, if they don't know Kyle Draper, I want to give them a little bit of background. Like, who is Kyle Draper? How did you get started in all this? How did you get to here today?
Real quick, former pastor turned roofer. It was in roofing where I was thrown in the fire. I learned how to sell. I learned marketing. I learned social media. I started meeting a ton of realtors. Then I started a company building websites for realtors. And it was through that company that I went, man, realtors, man, they suck at Facebook. Like they're so bad. And maybe I'm not good at my job because they haven't really got much better since I started doing this. But Josh, I saw the need, and all I ever know to do is pray. And I know you're a man of faith as well. And one day I just prayed and was like, God, what am I good at and what do realtors suck at? And I said sucks in my prayer. Like that's the relationship that we have. And he literally said, you're a good communicator. They're bad at social media. Start teaching classes. And hundreds of classes later, I started getting asked to speak at events. And then I just got the buzz for just entrepreneurship. And I'm just a big fan of solving problems. And so now I'm a serial entrepreneur. I get to speak all over the country and internationally one time. So I am an international speaker because of one event in Curacao. And man, I've got books now. And it's just, I just love helping people. And so as long as I can keep finding ways to do it, I will keep reinventing myself over and over again if that's what it takes for people to listen.
Dude, I love that. And you and I both are men of faith. We talk about it. It's hard because it's one of those things that people sometimes it's polarizing at times, but you and I
Sure.
both are. And I truly believe that God has given each and every one of us talents and abilities. And you are one of those people that you have the gift to come in and share and be able to speak and help and guide and lead people along their journey that is this life, and you continue to do it in such a way that is changing people's lives, that is helping people. So I'm so very grateful for your friendship. I'm grateful for your leadership, and you really are. You're putting out these books. You're speaking. You're an international speaker, which is super cool. I'm sure not just Curacao will probably be just the beginning. The world is about to be opened up to Kyle Draper and
Man,
the
how cool would
amazing
that
impact.
be?
Oh, dude, how cool! It's going to be. It
Yeah.
absolutely. I know it's going to happen because I know the man that you are. So Kyle, I want to chat today. You have these series of books coming out with Rethink Everything. I'm a huge fan of social media, but even more than that, we're going to talk a little bit about social media. But in some of your recent content, in one of your recent, you were telling me in your recent keynote that social media is just one aspect of it.
Yeah.
Social media is designed to be social. Like, it's designed to build connections, to build relationships. And you were telling me that you kind of taken a spin on this just a little bit. And I want to chat about this because building relationships is what we're all in, whatever industry you're in. Like, that's what our goal is how do we
Yeah.
build deeper connection? How do we build more meaningful relationships? And in one of your recent keynotes, you began to share that. Tell us about that.
Well, so the background on it, Josh, so people understand, most of your listeners, people watching, everyone you've worked with for all the years you've been doing this, they've all been taught social media wrong.
Mm.
Nobody cared about social media until somebody said, that'll help you get business. And so when social media showed up in our lives as a business tool, well, now it's perverted everything we think we know about it, and the way we choose to act on it, because it's all through the lens of business. So that's why I was like, guys, we've got to rethink the way we see social media. And
Sure.
so we do that and we realize, man, social media is a relationship generator. Social media is a place, it really is like Facebook is a CRM for all of your people. Before you ever needed a CRM, like, you already had one. It was called Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or any of them, because it's a place that houses all the people you already know. And so we've got to figure out how to communicate with them, but we can't because we're too salesy, because we see it through business. And so what I realized a couple years ago, and then have since turned into my newest keynote, is, hold on, are some of my best friends on the planet people that I never really see in real life? And I started naming like all the people that I like trust completely. And I thought, man, I've been in the same room with that guy 2 times in 41 years on this earth.
Mm.
I'd take a bullet for him. How is this possible? And what I boiled it down to was me and all those people, you included in this group of people. It's all about one-to-one video.
Mm.
I mean, before we hit live on this show, we sat backstage and we talked for 20 minutes about life, about business, about where you guys are in the ocean, and like all of those things are breeding relationship. But most people aren't engaging there because we see video as social media,
Oh, so true.
growing and building relationships. And so the power of one-to-one video is really become what I love talking about the most, because there's less fear there. Because most of us fear social media because of judgment and what if I mess up, and what if somebody calls me out on something. Well, none of that exists if I'm texting you a video because you're my friend. But I'm still working all those necessary muscles to then go, wait a second, do I have a little bit more confidence in myself, and could I do a reel? I think I could do a reel. And it's only because we practiced the reps in private, which again, that's how sports works.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron takes 1,000 shots in the gym by himself so that he can make the one in front of 20,000 people. And so I think we're finally now putting into practice what the best at what they do every day.
Okay, so let's unpack it just a little bit because I think this is absolutely brilliant to me. And it's funny. I want to come back to this idea that Facebook is a CRM. I've been saying this for years, and people, CRMs in particular, love to argue the idea of
Yeah,
what a CRM. So we're going to come back to
sure.
that here in a second. But I
Sure.
want to stay on this one-on-one video because many people listening to this or hearing this today, they're like, okay, but what am I supposed to say, Kyle? Like, what am I? Because with the text, it's easy. Like you don't overthink it. Sometimes you tell you like, what should I be saying if I'm texting you? Let's just tell mortgage, real estate, whoever
Yeah.
you are, whatever. Like, how do you do that? Like, what's the best way? Oh, I love. He's turned his hat. It's time to
Here
get
it
real.
is.
That's when I know I'm getting
Game
real.
time,
Like my
baby.
hat turn around. Like, let's
Let's
dive
go.
into it.
Yeah.
So, what am I texting you? Like, what am I videoing you? Because some people are probably overthinking that. Like, Kyle, I don't know what this is. Like, what do you mean send him a video? What do I send him a video about?
Yep. So the first reason we struggle again is because we haven't been able to disassociate sales from what we're doing.
Hmm.
So if we can disassociate a sale, which is selfish in nature, now I'm just a human being. So now for me, so yesterday there was a big event for Housing Wire, the IMB Summit. I went, saw hundreds of people, some new, some old, right? Good friends, new friends. And so I have a list of about 12 people that today I'm going to be recording videos for. And so all those videos will be based on who that person is in my life, what we discussed yesterday. So some of those people, Josh, are just going to get a simple video that was like, hey, friend, it was so great to finally meet you in real life. I can't believe we've been friends on LinkedIn for 2 years and it took us this long, but you're awesome. You did such a great job on stage yesterday. I hope we get to see each other sooner than the last time.
Hmm.
That's it. And here's what bro we don't think about is, man, lenders and realtors don't understand how fortunate they are to work in an industry where every adult on the planet is either going to buy a house or know someone who's going to buy a house. And so it's one of the most common conversations taking place all the time. And so I don't need to remind you what I do. You already know that. I just need to remind you that I exist.
Yep.
And so other videos could be, brother, praying for you this morning. God put you on my heart. I hope y'all are doing awesome. Love you. Like, that's it. Because then I don't know if an hour after that message is received, somebody would walk in their office and go, hey, we need a speaker for the event coming up. And I just happened to text my buddy. And now he's able to go, oh, we need to get Kyle Draper. And so that, man, it's so weird. It feels like it should be so easy. But I really do think, like, in a world full of people playing checkers, I'm playing chess by sending all these one-to-one videos.
Okay, Kyle, this is one of those things that I legitimately can say in the 7+ years I've been doing the show, we've never actually had this conversation, which I think is like, I've had some amazing conversations over the years, but this in particular, this is something, and I shared with you, we use Marco Polo. Like, and
Yep.
if you don't know what Marco Polo is, you can go down that rabbit hole. It's one of the coolest, in my opinion, one of the coolest
It's video walkie-talkie.
It's video walkie. That's exactly what it's, video walkie-talkie. I can have a conversation with Kyle. I can
Yep.
send it at my discretion. He can go over to him. He can respond when he wants to. But doing this in text form, something that I really, you alluded to this. We as salespeople, mortgage, real estate, insurance, car, autumn, whatever you want to bucket yourself in, we're sales oriented. And I can attest to Kyle. Kyle has sent me videos just checking in, like, hey, dude, hope you're doing well. Just was thinking about you this morning. Like, and as human beings, like, literally, we all know how it feels when somebody reaches out. Like, a text feels good, but when
Yeah.
you see somebody, when I hear Kyle, when I hear the excitement in his voice, just to touch base with me, it literally creates that like a chemical reaction happens in our body where endorphins begin to flow. And now I feel so much more connected to Kyle than I ever have, being that I saw his face, I heard his voice. So Kyle, I truly think this one thing could be I don't want to say it's a business building opportunity because we can't look at this as sales, but just start reaching out to people. That's what I wanted you to share was just that. Like, you don't need to be like, hey, Kyle, next time you're looking to buy a home, let me know, brother. I'm here for you.
Dude,
That like you do that, and it's like, oh
yeah.
my gosh, like Kyle, like, ugh,
Well, can I blow your mind?
of course.
So one of the concepts inside of one-to-one video that I love to teach is birthday videos.
Mm.
Everybody writes on people's walls on their birthday, but so do hundreds of other people. So if I kind of want you to remember me on your special day, then I've got to do something different. So I teach people to do happy birthday videos. And if you're really invested in it, you start singing happy birthday to people. And I pick filters in Snapchat to make it fun and memorable. And so I've been teaching this for years. I had a real estate buddy who lives in Southern Illinois, and he told me that last year he sold $2.3 million worth of houses directly from birthday videos.
No way.
And I said, Jeremy, come on, bro, hold on. How can you quantify that? Like that's not, I know this was my idea, but I didn't even think my idea was this good. And Josh, he literally said, Kyle, I sent them videos, and their response back was, thank you for the video. I've been meaning to reach out.
Mm.
It directly led. And so in Quincy, Illinois, where he's from, the average price point was about 180, 190,000. And so when I speak from stages, I'm like, do the math, guys. How many transactions is that? 14 roughly. What's the average price point in your market? 350, 600, 700, depending on where you are. Do the math. You're missing out on so much opportunity by just not singing happy birthday to people on video on their birthday.
Dude, you number one, you did just blow my mind because that is like it, you know how personal it is. Like when somebody texts you, it's like, oh, I appreciate that. When somebody posts on your Facebook wall, you're with the hundreds of other people, you're like, okay, thanks. Like, great. When somebody sends you a video, it's a whole new ball game. It's like, what, like Marco Polo, we use that for our friends, like we use that for our team, like, and it just means something more. So starting to send people those texts, I want to hit on this because I'm intrigued with how you're going to respond. I have an idea, but I want to know your thoughts. People are right now like, but Josh, Kyle, aren't people going to think I'm weird? Like I'm sending them, like I haven't connected with them for a while. Isn't that just weird me sending them? What do you tell those people? They're like, well, I don't want to be that weird person sending them a video.
So I think it is comparable to the first time I tried creme brulee. And you break through that hard sugar on top, and then you get into the warm filling, and that first time you put a spoonful in your mouth, you kind of go, do I love this? And you're like, I think I love this. And that was how I became a creme brulee guy. And so I think it's a very similar thing. Like it was so weird sending my very first birthday video for me now, like 7 years ago. But the moment they responded with, that was freaking cool. Like that was awesome. This is why I love you. This is why you're the best. I thought, dude, they're now celebrating me more on their birthday than I celebrated them with the video. And so let me also share this. Do you know who Myron Golden is?
I don't.
He's this really well-dressed black dude, big white beard, and just a baller business guy. And I was watching a TikTok of his this morning, and he, because what you just asked on behalf of most people is what he would call a disempowering question. And so he said this morning on a TikTok I saw, if you only ask disempowering questions, you'll never find empowering answers.
Oof.
And so if the question is like, but will people really like it? Like if that's your question, you're never going to get a positive response from the way you answer, the way you ask the question. And so my advice to everybody that's watching, listening is just try it and prove me wrong. If you have a weird group of friends that hate it, send me a scathing email about it. And, I'll put it in the next book. But my guess is if you try it, you're going to end up sending you or I a message going, this is so stupid. I can't believe it works, but it worked.
Dude, I guarantee it will work. So I appreciate that answer because I 100% agree with you. And again, I've been doing this show for an incredibly long time, had some amazing conversations. I can 100% confidently that I've never had anybody use an analogy with creme brulee,
Come on, baby.
which was absolutely brilliant, by the way, because I think everybody, when they first have creme brulee, they're like, do I love this? Do I hate this?
Is
Oh
this
my
baby
gosh,
food?
this yeah, and what am I actually eating here? But this is absolutely amazing, and then they wanna get it at every restaurant they go to. "Do you have
That's
crème
right.
brûlée?" "Yes, I'm getting crème
Sign me
brûlée."
up.
Yeah, dude, this is absolutely incredible, and this is why I was so excited to have you on the show, Kyle, is because you're constantly looking outside the box. You're constantly sharing ideas and thoughts like this that continue to change lives. Scott Payne, I just gave someone the purple book this morning, a Dad's
Come
Club morning
on,
drop off.
Scotty
Let's go,
P.
Scott. That's awesome. That's
Love that
exactly
guy.
see, continuing to change lives, and you're not even like you're just out there making it happen, Kyle. And
That's
people
it,
like
man.
Scott are sharing the wealth. I want to be respectful of your time, Kyle. I know you're incredibly busy. You're out there putting out more books. I mean, just a little teaser. There's some books to come in the works, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you stay tuned with what Kyle and his team are working on. But Kyle, as we leave some parting notes for all of our friends out there, for the people that we love and admire, what would you give to them right now? We live in a tumultuous world. Things are happening from our mortgage industry and real estate industry friends. This year has been challenging to say the least. What is your parting words of wisdom? What do you give people that to really go out there and make the best of themselves right now?
Man, I want to share a boating analogy since you are on a boat.
Let's go.
It doesn't matter how great the boat is, how fast it goes, how much you spend on it, if it doesn't have an anchor.
Mm,
And what I'm seeing now, just in life more than ever, is I think we're watching people that thought like money was the answer and popularity was the answer, the next house, the car, the private school, another kid, like all these things we thought were going to fulfill us and ultimately bring me joy. And the reality is, man, is that a lot of people are moving through life without an anchor. They're
mm.
anchored to nothing. And when we're anchored to nothing, we're blown around by everything. And so I'm so thankful, as I know you are, for knowing that like my anchor is in Jesus. And so when I post the post that gets bad comments, I've got my anchor.
Mm.
When I underperform somewhere, I've got my anchor. When I don't do what I need to do, when I don't get the yes that I thought I was for sure going to get the yes on, I've got my anchor. And if somebody is going to do social media well, in my opinion, like they've got to have an identity. And not to say that somebody can't find an identity from multiple places, but you need to know who you are and whose you are if you're going to make it. And so, man, if that's a conversation somebody wants to have with me, I'd be honored to have it with you. But this is why, for those of you struggling, this is why you're struggling,
Mm.
because you haven't truly believed in your own worth. And until you believe in yourself, it's really hard to go believe in others. And so that would be my parting advice.
Bro, I got like some of the like most legit goosebumps I've ever had in a long time.
Come on, man.
Not only did you bring in a boating analogy, which is absolutely brilliant, and anybody who's ever been on a boat, lived on a boat, knows an anchor is everything. These storms, these hurricanes that just ripped through the East Coast. If you
Yep.
didn't have a sure anchor, your boat got destroyed. It was catastrophic. But if you had
Yeah.
an anchor, it was everything. It's what holds you in place. It's literally what protects you through these storms of life. So,
That's it, man.
what an amazing analogy. You are absolutely one of the most brilliant and, as I mentioned earlier, one of those servant leaders who continues to lead by example, Kyle, and continue to put yourself out there and show the true joy and what's possible, what potential each one of us holds. So I cannot thank you enough for the man that you are, for the leader that you are. I cannot wait to see what you continue to accomplish, how you continue
Thanks,
to
bro.
inspire, my friend. So thank you so much for being on here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, go back and watch this episode. Share this with everybody within your organization, because I promise you, there were so many nuggets throughout this conversation. As you share with others, it's going to inspire them. It's going to help them achieve their greatness within. So Kyle, I cannot thank you enough, brother. This was absolutely brilliant.
Thanks for having me, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we appreciate you. We love you. Now it's time for all of you to go shred, go show up, hustle, repeat every day. See ya.